Hi, we're back with Dr. Bill Schroeder, and Dr. Bill is a medical doctor and an energy healer. And we have just talked about his phenomenal success in both learning how to do energy healing and doing it. And we're lucky enough that he's going to bring us all into the meditation of how to heal and demonstrate what he has just been talking about. So I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Bill right now. Again, anybody driving or, out walking or whatever, you want to get into a nice, comfortable, safe space so you can relax and enjoy. So go ahead, Dr. Bill.
Okay, so all you guys listening, I want to emphasize to you that energy medicine is extremely effective, but it is no substitute for standard medical care. If you want to maintain your health and treat disease, continue to work with your doctor. You can use these techniques alongside that, and he may be surprised at how well you heal. And at that point, you might want to let him know that you're using meditative energy medicine techniques. Maybe this will help to convince a very skeptical medical profession of the effectiveness of this. So, what I'm going to be doing here in the next few minutes is taking you into a state of altered consciousness. What you are experiencing right now is the consciousness of your position as a perceiver in the ordinary mind. When I work with you, I will expand my energy field, and your energy field will look through my field and enter what I call the superconscious mind, where your field has expanded into the third eye state. If I am very successful, you will also enter what I call the universal mind, which is beyond delta. This is where you connect with your soul instead of just with your body. Right now, you are flickering. As I look out and as I examine Barb, I can tell that her field is close to her body, but it is flickering at a rate going back and forth between these states that is so rapid that I cannot tell. When I expand my field, Barb and you hopefully will look through my field, recognize that there's no tiger field, no physical tiger field within striking distance, and you should stay expanded. Three things will happen. You should feel a sense of total body warmth. It may occur in different parts of your body. It may be a buzzy, tingly sensation, but it will hopefully be something that you can appreciably identify as a change. I'll try to do it suddenly and powerfully so you can notice this. You may also experience a sense of profound calmness. This is your field recognizing that there's no tiger. If you start to float, this is your field going to the position of perception of the soul looking back at your body and recognizing that it doesn't need to stay in the body to survive. Okay, so I want you to be in a quiet place. Most people find it useful to close their eyes. And as you listen to my voice, I am building the energy in my field. My field is connected to your field through what I like to call the field of consciousness, which has no locality and is not dependent upon the rules of linear time or space at all. I have done this with individuals at over 2,000 miles. I've also done this in groups. And typically what I feel is their fields expanding as mine expands, just like that woman that I described. Sit quietly for a moment with me. As I build my energy, whatever level I can achieve this afternoon, I'm preparing to expand my field. When I expand my field, you will look through my field and recognize that there's no tiger. Okay, here we go. Let's see if Barb feels this. Okay, Barb, did you just go into an altered state?
Yeah, actually, I did.
Okay. Barb is still flickering. I'm
I was just going to say, as I said that, I could feel myself pull back.
right.
So I was there and then I pulled back.
You were using your ordinary mind to talk to me, and you're
Yeah.
so habituated to the use of ordinary mind that you went, oh, let's do what we did before. Let's stay
Mhm.
in a fight or flight state in case there's a damn tiger around. There's no tiger. So we're going to go again here. And I should be able to tell when Barb and other fields expand into mine as a wave of energy, just like I feel every day when I work with my patients. There goes Barb. You may be feeling a sense of warmth, fuzzy tingly sensation. Recognize this state, this sensation, record and remember it. Get used to the sensation. It may come and go initially, but then it will sustain as you start to recognize and appreciate it. If you are feeling very calm and free of anxiety, record and remember that state. Many of you are not in Beyond Delta, including Barb. In just a second, I'm going to go as deep as I can into Beyond Delta. You may feel your body start to float. There you go. Barb just went in. Are you floating, Barb?
I am, but you're making me come back.
Sorry. So,
It feels
so,
so nice to float.
so these three sensations, I want you to record and remember that total body warming sensation, the sense of calmness and peace. And if you're floating, record and remember them. Because in just a minute, I'm going to ask you to do the most important thing in terms of your physical, emotional, and spiritual healing, which is to re-enter and remain in this state. So there's really a set of things you can remember. Starts with an R. Remember and record. Then you reproduce the sensations, and your field will recognize it and expand and remain in that state. The longer you remain, the more chi flow will enter your field, the more stress you will relieve, and the more your body will connect with the non-local mind, what I call the universal mind. So we're going to sustain. Some of you are flickering. I can feel you going back and forth. Pay attention to the sensations. Pay attention to the mentations, the emotions, the calmness, and pay attention to what your spiritual being, your soul, is doing at this point, which is represented by that floaty sensation. Let's just take a minute to remain silent and become habituated to this new state of consciousness. Nice. Very good. You may have noticed that as people entered this state, it was easier for you to maintain the state as well. That's because we're all looking through each other's fields right now. We are not separate. We are in the same non-local consciousness space right now. When you're with a bunch of people who are doing this, it is fabulous. And that's what's happening right now. Remember and record all three of the sensations so that you can reproduce them and re-enter this state and remain. If you have a thought that is negative, you are experiencing pain that's coming and going, you are flickering. If your pain and anxiety has gone, I want you to check the areas of pain and your sense of anxiety. You are in, if that's gone, you are in the superconscious state, at least, if not in beyond delta, in this universal mind state. Check yourself and see if your pain and anxiety has resolved. This is another way to enter this state. Your body likes it, and you can get yourself into the state of pain and anxiety free, you will expand your field. No thought tigers. Now, before we leave, I want to do another exercise with you. Right now, chi is entering your body. One of the principal pathways is through your feet. It is being pulled into your body continuously beyond your perception. I want you to think of your feet as if they were on quicksand or soft mud. And you know, when you stand there, your feet will sink into the floor. Now, your physical feet won't go through the floor. But if you extend your energy field, which you can do by simply visualizing it, down into the ground, more of the energy from the earth will enter your body. Many of you are starting to experience an increased warming, buzzy, tingly sensation that's coming up your legs. It may stop at your knees because there's a lot of nerve endings there. Don't focus on your knees. Focus on your abdomen. Below your belly button, there's another pump called the dantian. The lower dantian. Just storage and pumping area for chi. Let the energy ascend up your legs into your belly. Stay in the superconscious, no tiger state. And it will be easier because your field will be expanded and there'll be plenty of room for chi. Pull it up like you were sucking water through a straw. Make space in front of that sensation and allow it to enter your belly. There you go. A lot of people are now participating. I want you to think of something, perhaps a pet or a loved one, who provides you with unconditional love. And I want you to think of that person, that pet, that thing, as if it were right there with you right now. I want you to think only of that. This will open your heart chakra, which is an energy processing center near the heart. Naturally, the energy that enters your heart chakra from your lower dantian and feet, which you are hopefully still extending into the earth and sucking that energy up, will go down your arms and into your palms and exit out a chakra in the center of your palms. Put your hands about 4 inches apart and intentionally bring that energy from the ground through the dantian, through your heart and down your arms and out your palms, directing the energy towards each palm. Now, I'm right-handed, so I prefer to go right, left, and you're going back and forth. This is what is known as the wishy-washy technique. It's very easy. It's kind of a silly name, but you should start to feel a sense of fullness between your hands. You can even turn your hands above and below each other over like you were holding a softball, and you may feel a weight in addition to the warm, tingly sensation between your palms. That is because chi is sticky. It holds together. This will also allow you to understand and appreciate what chi flow feels like to you in your body. It varies somewhat between individuals, but mostly is a buzzy, fuzzy, tingly, warm, welcoming sensation. Extremely powerful. This chi is either conscious itself or responsive to our conscious intent. If you have a part of your body that needs chi because there's a disease or problem there, you can direct it with your intent to that area. Keep pulling the chi into your body. Stay in the superconscious state. I always have a little bit of back problems, so I'm going to take that chi and direct it into my low back. You'll know when the flow goes because you'll feel the chi there as a physical sensation in your body at that location. Go ahead and just direct it there. No biggie. You're doing this already. Water. Think of water. Water goes where it is not. If you make space in the area where you're having problems, the chi will naturally flow there, and you should feel a warming sensation. I instruct my patients to do this when they have a physical problem at some point in their body. And typically what they experience is relief, the pain, and a restoration of mobility, which is quite dramatic and often instantaneous. Stay, remain. Pull that chi into your body. That will naturally expand your energy field and help you stay in the superconscious expanded third eye state. Let it flow in. Your feet go deep into the ground. Make space in front of that flow. Bring it into your body. You can place it wherever you please. In just a second, I'm going to see if you can return to this state. For some people, this will be unpleasant. When I collapse my energy field into the fight or flight state, you may think that there is a threat within striking distance of your energy field, and your field will collapse and start flickering again. You may notice an absence of the sensations that we have been experiencing. So you may go, this is a bummer, and this is what you ordinarily feel like, but you don't have to feel like this unless there's a physical tiger that you need to fight or run away from. If there is no physical tiger and you are collapsed into this state, you are experiencing a thought tiger, an illusion that is not a threat. Okay, here I go. I'm going to collapse my energy field into the fight or flight state. It feels like this. There we go. Now, a lot of you may be experiencing the unpleasant sensation of being in the non-third eye superconscious state. I want you to go back where you were just a few seconds ago. Okay. Go ahead. Here we go. What you remembered and recorded, you will reintroduce and re-enter this state and remain long enough for you to know that there's no damn tiger. Go ahead. We'll help you. There you go. Now we got a bunch of people doing it. And you should have noticed the transition very rapidly as I noticed your fields expanding across mine. It's an extremely pleasant event. You are now where you belong, where you came from before you were born, before you as a child exited this state into the adult physical world. Revel in it. It is yours. It is your inheritance. I wish I could talk to some of you. And that is how you do it. It is that simple. It is easy.
I have to hop in here because we're going to run out of time. I
Oh,
absolutely love that feeling,
yes.
and I don't want to come back.
Well, you don't have to, is the point. You can do everything
Good.
that you're doing in the ordinary state of mind, in the superconscious mind. You will notice that you can stay in that state and operate anything. Initially, you may find, well, I'm kind of in a trance or I can't walk properly or something like that. It will take a while for you to habituate, just like it took a while for you as a baby to habituate to the adult state. When you die, you enter this state suddenly and become spirit, become soul. That's why people beyond the veil have no anxiety and no pain. Their bodies are whole because you cannot damage something that is everywhere. The universal mind cannot be assailed. You are part of that mind. It is your inheritance.
On that note, we don't want to bring anybody out of that field, and I know that you've got a lot of people floating around, but I want people to know where they can get hold of you. And Rosalind, if you want to give that information as well.
Yes. And at this point, although I have a website, it is not operational enough to be able to collect people's information. If you want to talk to me, or if you need some other form of help maintaining this state, I have an email address that hopefully you can remember. I'm Dr. Bill. Okay, so the email is DrBillSchroeder 1956 at Gmail. Dr. Bill Schroeder 1956 at Gmail. And you feel free to email me there. I would love to see what you experienced and love to hear your comments. It would be wonderful. Now, Rosalind, should you be someone who is interested in expanding your skills as an energy practitioner or just a layperson, she is capable of teaching anybody these techniques and is the consummate energy medicine teacher and practitioner. There is no one like her that I have ever met. Her website is a little more complicated to spell. Rosalind, Rosalyn, her middle initial L, Rosalind L, her last name Bruyere, BRUYERE.org. You Google that, it will take you directly to her site, and that will, you can see who my teacher is. I am eternally grateful to this woman. She is something else. You thought that was amazing.
Dr. Bill, thanks so much for being on and for bringing us through this. And by the way, you can also get his information through my website of viewthroughtheveil.com. Dr. Bill, thank you. That was wonderful.
I'm glad you enjoyed it, and I hope everybody will stay in no tiger land as long as you can.
Thank you.
No tigers.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.